So if you see it, you like it, now's the time to call 212-802-0082.
Back out to California where David has joined us. Hi David, how you doing?
Pretty good, hi.
Tell us what you brought.
I brought this light bulb which has an airplane inside of it. And it turns on.
Ooh.
That's great. What do you two think of that?
Can we see the bottom?
You want to see the bottom? David, can we see the bottom of that?
Of
the stand?
The base I bought separate.
Okay.
The bulb is what it really is.
Okay. Does that say anything on there specifically?
I believe it says Aerolux, New York, and it has a patent number.
What's the patent number?
What's the number? Do you know?
It starts with 2-3.
Okay.
Well, the reason I'm sure we're asking is because they are reproducing a lot of these. These, of course, were quite popular in the earlier part of this century, and they depicted anything from, Masonic and religious symbols to pin-up girls, airplanes, and were sometimes used as a premium for particular organizations or companies as well. But they are reproducing them today, so you have to be wary. And the simplicity of the item makes the reproductions even tougher to tell whether they're new or old, because there's not much that goes into making one.
So you look at the numbers to tell you?
We're looking at the numbers, we're looking at the style of the light bulb, we're looking at the piece of metal that's inside of there, and basically you've got to handle this right up close. If this is an old one, you're looking at $250 to $350. If it's a new one, $25 to $35.
I'm agreeing, but if it's new, I'm saying more between $1 and $150.
Okay. Well, what do you think, David? Do you want to take bids on that light bulb, or do you want to keep it?
I like to keep it. I like it quite a bit.
I don't blame you. Thanks for bringing it by. We appreciate it.
Best reason for keeping it.
Yeah.
And right now on the phone we have Suzanne from Victor, Montana. Hi Suzanne, how are you doing?
How are you this morning?
Very well, thank you. You wrote us about a cobalt blue jar. Please tell the audience about it.
It is sat on my
for the Barbies or anything else that are up for sale today. And Bob is joining us with a light bulb. How interesting. Good to have you with us. What's the story behind this light bulb?
Well, my mother told me it was from my great-grandfathers. It belonged to him. My family's been in a Masonic organization for years, so she just wanted to know what it was and what it was worth, I guess.
Plug it in,
The
Rich.
beauty of this
Yes.
apartment is you can find outlets just about anywhere. So.
We had a light bulb the other day, and they said it would just run for about 20 years.
Well, you had a bright idea by coming here, I must say. This definitely has a Masonic symbol, and these light bulbs with the figural filaments are a sought-after collectible and not too easy to find, obviously, because they're very fragile. And the fact that they're still working is also a tremendous plus.
Right, the fact that they are fragile, the filament can also burn out, which would detract from the value. We see occasionally different ones. We just did an estate clean out, my firm did, and we found some with Stars of David as the filament, which were quite interesting.
I've seen them with comic characters in them.
How difficult to find some of these more unusual light bulbs?
They're pretty tough. They're not a common thing. Even if they were one day issued in tremendous numbers, they haven't survived because either the filament burns out or the bulb breaks. So this one's in very nice shape.
Right, probably dates to around 1930s.
Yes, the 30s.
The base that it comes in seems to have the original wiring, and overall, good condition, nice little milk glass base. Value on this probably between $40 and $50.
I'd go a little bit better because I really think it's hard to find, and I'd say probably more like $75 to $100.
And this still has many hours of use left in it.
We don't know. There's really no way to tell.
way to-
Yeah, that's why we're going to unplug it right now.
Oops, it
In
burned
that
out.
particular price range, would you be interested in putting it up for sale?
Sure.
It's very interesting. Okay, and let's toss this over to John Davis. What do you...
Let's go to San Antonio where Anna has joined us. Hi Anna, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Great. Tell us more about what you have there.
Well, I have a Santa Claus light bulb that was given to my grandma about 30 years ago, and I was interested in getting an appraisal on it. It does still work.
It does still work.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
That's very unusual.
The size is wonderful.
Spectacular. Can you take it out again so we can see the bottom?
And a close-up of the
Yes.
bottom, please.
And the close-up of the base, or what we're looking at now?
Right there.
Made in Japan.
Oh, okay.
Made in Japan. Very interesting. Okay, so it's not turn of the century, probably not the 1920s either. 30s perhaps. These are very, very collectible.
Right.
Even the small ones you can get some very good dollars for, and because of the fact that it works, that increases its value substantially.
Exactly. I'm not very proficient in the size, that this one is, because this honestly is the first one I've ever seen in this size.
Usually they're smaller?
Usually I'm used to the smaller ones,
But
so
you
I'm
know, I
going to
think
give you a
this
guesstimate on this
okay,
one.
I think this was a standalone. I don't think this was meant for a Christmas tree. This was meant for a Christmas mantle or something like that.
Okay. So mine is strictly going to be a guesstimate. This is a first for me. $400 to $600.
Yeah, I think I'm going to come in $250 to $400 on that, assuming that it is from the 1930s.
Right.
Okay. And you went up to about 600. Is that right? Okay. Well, Anna, do you want to take some bids on that? You want to hold on to it?
We're going to hold on to it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for bringing it by. It's very unusual. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, and Fred now has joined us. Hey, Fred. 0082 is the number to call to place a bid. And Linda now joins us. Hey, Linda.
Hi.
Glad you're here today.
Thank you.
Now tell us again what we know about this. This is amazing.
It's a light bulb that was given to me by my great-grandmother. It does light. The flowers in the bird light up purple, and the leaves light up green. That is the most I know about it.
Well, what do you say we see this thing in action?
These type of figural or animated light bulbs came into existence right after Edison invented the light bulb, because they used to take the filaments and make different figures out of them. And then as they started using other materials beside tungsten as the filament, they were able to create different colors. So I think what we have here is a bulb that was developed right after World War II, about 1950. And the lifetime on them is tremendous because the filaments don't burn out. You can probably burn that bulb continuously for 20 years.
A lot of the value depends on, obviously, the novelty factor and how well articulated the object is, or the filament that is lighting the novelty inside the bulb. And this one is very nice because you have almost a haze around the flowers and the leaves. It's very, very vibrant.
It's got a whole Beauty and the Beast thing happening, I think, with the rose inside the glass. So what do we think in terms of value?
They vary anywhere from $25 to $40.
I've seen them sell in the $50 range as well, and I think I'm going to value this around $50.
Okay, up to about $50. Do you want to take some bids? No. No, absolutely not. I don't blame you. Thank you for bringing that by. I appreciate that. Very interesting. All right, let's go out to San Antonio, Texas. Io Haynes giving us a sneak preview of today's super collection of magic lanterns. What do you got there, Io?
I